I'm John Skinner, and this supports Chapter 20 in my book Striper Pursuit, and you can learn more about the book at striperpursuit.com. In this video, I'll be using an olive color Hogy Heavy minnow jig, 35 gram or 1 1/4 ounce. And here's a 14 gram jig compared to the bait fish that these Albies are going to be feeding on, and these are small bay anchovies. Okay, so right off you're going to get a good look at the retrieve, and it's high speed, as fast as I can reel. This is a Penn Clash 4000. It's a high gear ratio, so it's a high speed reel, cranking as fast as I can, skipping that tin across the surface of the water. Boy, what I'm liking about this jig is it casts like a bullet every single cast. The distance is just great, and it's a very realistic lure, and it skips on the surface. This is everything I need to reach these Albies and to get them to strike. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are Albies up on top chasing those bay anchovies, and this next cast I've got some fish up just to my right, and I'm actually going to short cast it a little bit because I'm going to try and drop just on the other side of where those fish are. Boy, it doesn't take much to throw this tin a long way, you know, just an easy cast, put it out there, and here we go. Ooh, fish my ass. This is not my preferred kind of area to be doing this. A lot of rocks, could be easy to get cut off here, but it's where the fish were. The fish are not really all that widespread on the beach, and I'm going to take them where I can find them. All right, the rod, loving this thing for Albies. It's a 7.5 foot Penn Battalion, rated 10 to 17 pound test line. That Penn Clash is spooled with 20 pound test braid. I have about a 3 foot leader of 20 pound test fluorocarbon tied direct to the jig. Just getting them over that rock. And for people not familiar with this fish, yeah, these are false albacore. I keep calling them Albies. They're not generally considered good to eat, and almost all of them get released. So it's funny, I've been using deadly dicks for false albacore for well over 10 years, and almost to the point that I was superstitious about using anything except green deadly dicks. And then about, I guess it was less than a week before this trip, there was a situation where I needed some extra distance. I couldn't quite reach them with the deadly dicks, which are also good casting lures. So I put on that heavy, that 1 1/4 ounce, or they label them 35 grams. And the thing just cast so well, and it gave me the extra few feet that I needed to reach the fish. And and it caught really well, and I just found myself not going back to the Deadly Dick, and I've been sticking with the Hoagie jig because every single cast is good. And a Deadly Dick is an excellent lure, but the casting isn't perfectly consistent because sometimes the jig flips over a little bit in the air. The Hoagie doesn't do that. It's a perfect straight cast every time. Also, the fish seem to hook up pretty well on it, and even though the hooks to me seemed a little small, they hold great. So all in all, very impressed, and I just keep using it. So this is pretty cool. When I got out of the rocks, I got to find those anchovies right against the beach, so I'll be able to show those to you. They usually appear, as they do here, like a brownish reddish color. There they are, packed right against the shoreline. You know, just zillions of these really tiny bait fish. And boy, the Albies can be so challenging when they're feeding on these things, because the bait is so small. The eyesight of the Albies is so keen. And yeah, they're looking for these things, and boy, good luck matching the hatch. But you know, as you can see, the Hoagie's done a good job hooking up some of these fish. So let's get a look underneath the water. Neat. There's a lot of these things. That's what an Albie sees. You know, they could just swim through that with their mouth open, and yeah, just fill up on these. So it's kind of amazing they ever hit a lure that's like this. And so here's a tip for videoing. Yeah, after you dump your camera in the water, why not wipe the lens before you keep filming? All right, so nonetheless, let's use that as a marker. Just to the left of that glitcher, to the left of the rod, you're going to see some little disturbances on the water. I've got some Albies in really close. This is when, to me, they're just the hardest to catch. Glass calm, very, very clear water, and they're very shallow, in close. And I'm trying to time them right there. I mean, they're going left to right pretty fast. I don't want to cast at them. I want to cast where I think they're going to be, and boom. And right there you saw and heard the addicting part of this fishing. What a run that fish took down the beach. I've got swimmers down there, and I thought I was so far away from them. And the fish was to my left at one point, and then within seconds it just screamed to the right. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.